Welcome to the Real Double Dose Channel broadcast station, focused on the real reels of real life, love, growth, and of course, elevation within all levels. RDDC is exactly the place where anyone can discover more depth, love, light, and clarity within themselves, and elevate from other people's walks of life, conversations, and questions, along with deeper insights. So tune in and be a part of the Double Doses with Lexus T and RDDC.
Hello and welcome back to the Real Double Dose Channel. This is your host, Lexus T, coming at you straight from the heart where the talk is real and the vibe is always alive and live. Yes, for anything under the sun, show requests, name it. You can go to Real Double Dose Channel at yandex.com. That's yandex.com, and as well as www.realdoubledosechannel.com. as well as our partner and sisterhood, spiritandmindelevation.com. We see you on there. Thank you for going and checking it out. And don't forget, we're going to be having the Lex Effect rollout. Okay, this is Lex Effect coaching, but I mean, everybody's been asking for it for so long. And Angela and Heck and Tony, Shyla, and then Samantha, different ones have been giving me that, hey, where's my call to action to work with you? So now let's get the ball rolling. For anything else, thank you for being out there for the platforms. You who are new coming in, welcome. And those who have been a part of this journey as well, welcome as well. From TuneIn, Stitcher Radio, Spreaker.com, Podcast, Google Cast, Podcast Addict, Spotify, Pandora, Radio. We have different ones going on. iHeartRadio, iTunes. We can do it all. TuneCore. No, not TuneCore. My bad. Spreaker, SoundCloud, and beyond. I don't know why TuneCore. I was probably I haven't seen that actually. It prints like 20 something. I know it's still alive. Don't get me wrong, but man, that just kind of clicked in my head. Maybe that's a sign. I got my first royalty check from TuneCore, actually. But let's not get off the side here. Let's get on here. I want to talk to my lovely ones. How are you doing today? How's everyone feeling? Do you feel refreshed? Do you feel rejuvenated? Or are you feeling kind of, don't claim it, but are you feeling kind of resistance? Well, I got something and I have something to shake it up a little bit, and this was off of the spirit of just really shake it off, but it's not going to be called that. It's going to be called hashtag it's over with. I thought, okay, that's one of them. Well, there was a few actually, quite a few by saying a little bit of a let me clear my throat moment. I can say hashtag it's a wrap, right? Hashtag it's over with. Hashtag no. But we're going to go with this one, time's up. Now, we might have had this one before, but this is a whole nother take. So if it is a part 2 out there from our hundreds of episodes now, this is the part 2. And I want to say this in as beautiful as possible. This is not a 7-minute with Lex, but at the same time, you can take it how you want it. If it stops at 5 minutes for you, that's great. But I wanted to sit there and take a conversation with those that have been in our lives, or the situation have been in our lives, to where it's at. Now, I'm not talking about my circle that's become a straight line more and more by the grace of God. I'm speaking about those outsiders, right? I say, okay, well, what do you mean by that? Cousins, so-called aunties, uncles, so-called friends, so-called situationships. I don't know about your pet relationships because, animals and humans. Although I will say that eso, así es. Right? It is what it is. A lot of times we go to life and we give so many situationships. Yeah, situationships, not relationships. We give so much condemnation to it, so much energy to it. But really, it's time to say, hashtag, time's up. Clucker? No. I'm going to go for no. Clucker chicken tonight. But I'm saying, like, time's up, and it's that whole liberation of it. Like, time's up. And this is for every element if we have. And I'm going to say it for me too. It's all of us when I speak. It's a whole. Time's up for that, quote, not the diet, but the healthier eating. Time's up for me going and just buying crazy stuff. Like sometimes I'll go in there in the store. I have a whole thing of fruits and vegetables and this, not because it's the fad of what's supposed to be out there, the lifestyle, because it's really good for you. And at the same time, what we can do from the GMOs and pesticides, what we can do, so-called organic, I'm just saying, no shade. But, we do the best with what we can from what we have right now from how we grew up, right? I'll go in there and I'll be like, oh, my cart looks so yummy. Can't wait to eat it. Ooh, got some chicken breast over here. Got some beef kielbasa over here. Got some tofu burgers over here. Yeah, I grew up, basically vegan for like the first decade of my life, and then vegetarian for years after. So it's like, I can go versatile, but come on. Just bring me to a barbecue any day. I'm just saying. I can get down on certain things. Okay, all of them. I don't have any discrimination at a vegan table or a buffet full of certain meats. But I'm just gonna say, for all intents and purposes, it'll lead me down the direction of, oh, let me get this bag of chips. Let me get this. And there's nothing wrong with having a little, hey, let me get some cookies for later. Let me get this. There's obviously healthier options. We could make those cookies in, or maybe fry up our own chips. But we're in the world of convenience. So jumping to a next one, man, time's up. Well, let me just do one more conversation with this person, even though I know it's going to set me back and take time away from this. Let me just give them more of my time, because they really need me, right? Time's up. Oh, I've been dealing with this relationship. Maybe they'll change. Maybe they'll take me out to dinner for our anniversary this time. Maybe they'll actually say happy anniversary, or maybe they'll be better. Maybe if I don't do these things, they won't do those things that hurt me. Time's up. Maybe if I, skip this and skip that, it'll be better. Listen, at the end of the day, it's time's up. The things that don't serve us well, it's not the fact that we live a selfish existence to say, oh man, it's about us, it's about what we have. It's about saying, come on, let's give it no go. Let's give it a bye-bye kind of thing. Why do we give ourselves that energy? I get so frustrated, don't you? I mean, just think for a minute, right? Why do we give time to those things? And it's like, we're literally like abuelita, my grandmother said, God rest her soul, there's plenty and billions and millions of fish in the sea. It doesn't have to be relating yourself to someone. It's the companionship of being with yourself and understanding that fortitude, of that longevity that we all seek. Why do we feel, I had to look up to the ceiling for a minute just to look up, not the sky, but why do we feel like we can't say time's up? Look, hey, at the end of the day, if you don't get it together, I don't like ultimatums, they might tell you. I don't care. If you expect me to sit here and wait for you to change, then you got another thought coming. Okay, I can help you through the change. We can talk and sift through the change. But if you can't make the change for yourself to affect every relationship or situationship you, quote, won't have if you get the relationship together, it'll be all right. Don't let anyone think they can take your time for granted. Don't let that. See, I always say, this is what Lex says, right? I don't know if anybody else did, but I coined that. You're not worth my time on the level where you think. You're worth God's time, because God gave you breath to be here. There's a reason for your situation here in your life, right? But it's not worth mine. We all have that free will to say, if I want to sit down and have a bag of popcorn all day, that's my choice. Is it the right choice? Am I serving my fullest on? No, most likely not, but that's my choice. I want to go and walk around all day and do this. Is it my choice? Now, if you have responsibilities, obviously it doesn't make sense, but you still can choose to do what you do, because that's your free will from your life given. But it doesn't mean someone else can come in and take that for granted. Why is it that we're so keen or open to having someone come in and say, hey, I'm going to put you on the shelf until you collect dust? Now, I'm sitting there having this calibration for hashtag time's up, because we need to put a timer on things, everybody. We do. I mean, I get tired of these situations, these milestones and these decades that keep piling on. And I look, man, we don't have maybe 100 years in the millennial cycle where I'm at. Man, we probably get to 70 if we're blessed, maybe 65 without health problems. I don't even know at this point. There's people who have clean diets, no meat, no nothing, no smoking, no drinking, whatever the stigma say. And they, like my tia, my auntie Bella, she passed away, 50 something, not even 60. And she had a clean, clear diet, the diet of what you call the perfect, 7-day Adventist woman, but I'm saying perfect, quote, religious type diet. Sorry, I had to bump the mic there. No, nothing. Not around smokers, not around this and that, but still died agonizingly with breast cancer. Having, I think it's called mastectomy, her breast removed. Still going through it. Still trying to take care of my abuelita, my grandma at the time. And she passed before her. I ate her up so fast. And no, she said no to chemo, because that was her lifestyle of keeping it God-driven. And we don't know the purposes of what, but sometimes we just don't want more poison to affect the poison that's been in there already. We don't need double killers, right? To each their own. Right? They can choose that. But what I'm saying is, this is a calibration for me. And I know there's thousands of you. I can only see so many analytics and statistics, not statistics, analytics from Angela giving me that at the time. But I made a vow with her in the beginning of this journey. I wasn't going to, like, probably 6 months into RDC, I wasn't going to focus on numbers and downloads. And she'll give me updates and stuff, and I'll hear feedback and comments, and I appreciate it all. But when you start getting like segmented on the feedback, you can take things for granted too. And then my time will be up. You can get to the point where it's just about the numbers game instead of about the spirits and the souls that are affected by it, and the 1 equals 1 million. That's the true numbers game, is the effect of the ripple effect. But what I'm saying is, when you get the phone calls, or you get those emails, or you get those knocks at your door with people who just think, hey, they're going to be there whenever I pick up the sticks, or that job that's not treating you right, time's up. It's the same thing. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be with the person. I'm just saying the time's up. And I thought, man, let me share this with the family, RDC family. And that's what it is. And it doesn't, I'm not saying disclaimer out here for those who are not. Go on Spirit of Mind Elevation in terms and conditions and other conversations we have on that. Link on it. And the Real Double Dose channel, Blogspot. You'll see that, okay, that big, huge thing saying, we assume you have common sense hearing this, and if not, reach out to us or somebody who can help you. Understand what I'm saying, okay, just to put it out there. I'm not saying, oh, go to your job and go see your boss and throw a pie in his face. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying negate your responsibilities or just be wazoo or go say you want a divorce right away. It's just a journey. But you have to say time's up inside of yourself. And say, well, when will I make the change? Because we can't depend on it to do so. Obviously, those things would have happened. No matter how we're trying to calibrate it, we're doing our best to do what we have to do, right? It has to be signified first. Then you can see what the problem is. But you can't meet a problem with the problem and say that's the problem. You have to also be the solution to come to that problem and say, well, I'm doing all the solutions I can. I'm giving the problem solutions. And yet the problem is not clarifying itself in order to become a solution with me. So therefore, if you're not with me, you're against me. Facts on the let's get it. That's what it is. So what do we have to look at? We have to look at the simple principles of, hey, I've been working at this job, and I know a lady, I'm just going to say Soph. I'll just say her right there. No shade. There's a lot of Sophies out here. But this particular one, working her butt off, going through the stages of trying to get up there and our job system at the time, quote, quote, before COVID. The other place I was at, just temporarily to kind of get some insights from, really. It was a blessing. It was a curse on physical, but it was a blessing in different many ways. Pero I will say, when I looked at that, I'm like, man, she worked her way up, and they would not give her any huge management offers. They wouldn't even look at her for them, but yet they wanted her to do the roles of the management, but wouldn't give her the upscale of it. They wouldn't, and it comes with more responsibility, a little bit more pay, whatever, but she was already doing that. You're already playing the role of a, quote, superior manager, micromanaging in between, and you're not getting the pay for it nor the respect, and you never got the respect at the level you were as a, quote, supervisor. She only supervised herself because it was maintaining itself. But why is that? She never said time's up. She just went along with it over and over, getting more bitter and more upset with time. And even so, when she asked, she still dealt with that. Now, if you're going in there, you're doing what you can. You're not overexerting yourself. You're not saying, hey, someone, basically, I came in 6 months ago and I'm doing more than this person who's been here for 3 years. Elevate me. Give me to another level. Give me a promotion. No, it's not that. But if you common sense know, I've been somewhere for a while. They're not doing anything. They're not putting these talents and gifts. And don't depend on that person or that place to make you get there. Maybe your time frame's done. Maybe you, in the process of being there, you need to go out and start looking for different opportunities in between and saying, hey, I am a commodity. Not because of pride and ego, but I know I give all that I can in here. And God solidified me from that by putting on COVID at the very perfect time. Thank you, Lord, of all things. Perfect. To the point of where I got a chance to have my pay severance, everything. And I was just one paper away in my car glove box where I signed. I didn't signature it, but I had filled out the paper to put in my 2 weeks. I think it was my 2 or 3 weeks. I can't think of the name. I'm not say resume, but it was my, paper that you submitted. I'm probably going to think about it once we get off of here right now. But it's the paper that you put in there once you're like done with the place. Okay, I had Miss Google herself help me here. Resignation, right? You give your resignation at least 2 to 3 weeks in advance and let them know, hey, this is my time to go. And I didn't feel that out. And because of that, I was saved by the grace. I'm telling you. So COVID for me, it was a little scary like all of us, but really I got a chance to kind of get back into myself and love on it a little bit. It was just kind of a nice, everybody stayed away. It was actually a good time for me in different ways, except for those who got love lost and all the chaoticness and the jobs lost and the stress, and besides getting sick and having long COVID and dealing with that and all of this. It's insane. 106-degree temperature. Yeah, I get it. But the fact of the matter is, it was there. And sometimes things can work out that way. So I don't implore you to go up there and just say, look, I'm giving my resignation. I'm done with this. I heard the RDDC. You're not appreciating me. You're not doing this. Boom, 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 boom. Gotta go. I'm not saying that at all. But you have to learn how to check it in the door. Whether it be a relationship, your job relationship, your situationship, whether it be parenthood, kid coming out late at night or doing these things, you have to nip it in the bud and address it. And after it's addressed, you have to make a game plan in order to get those things together. If it's something you need to work on, then hey, come on over to Lex Effect, come over to RDC, come over to one of our ventures we'll be having, and we will have the links out for everybody to have. And maybe you're coming on as a new oncomer who hasn't seen this, and we will announce it out here and have special episodes in between so you guys can get the info on it. Don't worry, and we'll definitely make a note to put those links on the blog spot as well as Real Double Dose banner, so you can just kind of click it once you go to the site and so forth. So you're not going to get left behind. We got that. And honestly, we're going to have a cool rollout for anybody who wants to go ahead with our boot camp rollouts and toxic relationship rollouts and everything else, and set you up on a beautiful meditational tea journey, on a nice vacation, a vacacion you can go on and just relax. There's a lot of goodies that come along with being here. Okay, we're not out there with Joe Rogan on the highest downloaded episodes, and we're not trying to be. We're trying to be for those who are trying to elevate themselves in every other way, and therefore we elevate you, right? It doesn't have to be scratch my back, I scratch yours. If you scratch your own back, it's already going to be scratching me for me. Really, that's what it is. But I just want to leave that with everyone, and hopefully you understand where that goes. Hashtag time's up. It's time. If you're waiting to go to a better place to have healthier choices, it's time. And time's up. If you're waiting to be recognized at a place when you've been definitely standing out, no one's hearing you, it's time's up. If you've been in a relationship that's just kindling down and you don't know even why you're there, and you know the person sees the hurt and the pain and is not trying to address it even though you have said something, hashtag time's up. Whether it be the diet, whether it be your kid not listening and paying attention, whether it be you trying to force that pregnancy, time is up. Just relax. Let it go. Let it flow. Let the body be what it is and let it absorb when that intimacy comes on, and don't push it. And it does have to be time's up on you, and hashtag let go and let God do what God does. There's a lot of things we can say time's up on, but this time's up, hashtag time's up, is to make sure we time's up. And multiplicational level, I'm saying this, not by the reloj, the watch, but this right here, times it up. Times it up to what you do want. Times it up to what you do expect for the energy that you give. Not always a gimme situation, but hey, I am a huge giver, and I am here in this world because God created it for me to be here, and through all the sperm, I made it here, and I want to receive. You have a right to receive as well. It doesn't mean somebody else, boom, boom, boom. They kind of taught me that too growing up. Oh man, I love serving and serving beyond, but I'm not a fool. I'm not going to make you dinner for a whole 6 months straight every night, wash the dishes, clean the house, make some money, do this, and you don't even get up to scratch my back, or you don't even want to wash the dish, or you even care about how I feel. No, that's not nothing. You don't care about the investment. Like, that's the whole thing. Like, what's the point? You're going to get a brand new car off the lot and you just run it down, no oil change, barely putting the gas in it, hitting bumpers. And what do you mean? You don't care about it. You don't care. Like, it's as simple as that. Like, common sense. 1 + 1 = 2. It's just, you can't be naive and walk around with your blinders on. Think about this, though. If you don't say time's up, or whatever, what situation you're in, you're going to get to a point to where you're going to be looking down the street of regret saying, man, why didn't I say hashtag time's up? Why didn't I recalibrate and refocus? Why didn't I do something different with that? Because every moment of time we have is not granted. We do not have a permission slip to say, even an hour from now, you do not know if you'll be alive. Doesn't matter if you're sitting in the house with everything boxed up and like that movie Final Destination. You got everything trimmed up. It's good. Hey, God forbid. But if your heart stops, what happens? Doesn't matter if the ambulance gets there. If you're meant and your ticket's home to go, you can pray. Maybe it'll be extended if you pray and say, hey, Lord, maybe. But when your time's up, your time's up. So don't take this and say, well, I'll do it in a couple of years. So for me, I never looked at it. I was like, okay, I'll get to it. And there's so much stuff piled up with what God's mission is for me and for the journey of those who are with me to their own branch offs. I was just like super like overwhelmed, and I'm like, you know what? These gifts are to be to the point where my longevity is here. Not to take for granted, but to realize even if it's the next 5 years, God said, I gave them all to you to implement. Even though you might not get all of them that I had going there, I still needed to gain what I have now in the wisdom and the knowledge and the understanding and the instructions in order to implement them to the best. Because honestly, if I would have came out with some things at the time that I came out with them, it would have never been. It would have never been to the part. And I could have revamped it, but still, we're not into what ifs right now. We're into the hashtag. I'm going to say it one last time right now. Hashtag time is up. Hashtag time's up. However, we're going to put it out here. It's up. Don't let yourself be stopped or moved by anyone else's excuses on your life. Don't let that be your stigma to where you can't move on and get things better, because you deserve it. Don't spend the last moments of our life. The last moments are every minute. But don't live in anxiety of it. Just embrace it and live it to the fullest. Don't let it hold you back. But time's up. For me, too. Time's up on going to the store and going nuts over the chocolate aisle sometimes. Or going in there. You see my grocery cart, you're like, oh, she likes clean eating. Absolutely. Sweet potatoes, cutting them up. Empanadas. We have different stuff like that. Arepas, whatever it might be. We have some good arroz con pollo, chicken and rice. I'm not really big in the starches, but, tortillas. Just different stuff. Even if we want to make a nice turkey meatloaf, whatever it might be, right? Or some asparagus, and some zucchini, some squash. Don't get me started. Sorry, I love that. My deep soup, vegetable soup stews are really good. Aromatic spices, every balance of sweet, spicy, everything. Boom, done. I have to have that when we have a cook-off with Lex when I get down to Texas. Or wherever we go. I had to get some rhymes in there. I'm vibrating and vibing with my families. But I will say that hashtag time's up. Don't let it be that. Enjoy every moment to the fullest. And for me, I'm going to make sure I take my hand back, maybe go for some pretzels in between, maybe stuff. And it's not gluttony. It's there. Sometimes I have stuff expire. I even tell Lex, Heck, and Angela, I'm like, oh man, I got some expired chips, or I got some expired. And it's only about a couple weeks or a couple months sometimes, but I'm like, oh, I forgot. So it's just the mental of having it around, or maybe buying more and forgetting about those or putting them there. Don't worry, they go to good use. We have a beautiful little Disney World backyard with even deer, squirrels, rabbits, blue jays, red jays, sparrows, woodpeckers, cats, dogs from another neighborhood that come through, and they love the food too. A lot of strays, so that's kind of good. We don't waste not, want not out here. But I'm just saying, let's not live life like that. Let's live life to the fullest. So cheers to you. Hashtag time's up. What do you have to put the ticking time on and addressing it? But let yourself know that it has to be addressed first before you just expect change to happen. Work on yourself if you feel like that's the problem first. Also address it in a very meaningful, calm way and make sure the full attention's on what's going on, and proceed with caution and make sure it's in a good, healthy place where you're doing it. And if it's still not to the point where it's calibrating where it should be or hasn't been, that time has definitely been up, right? So it's not up for you in your journey, but it's up for that situation or issue or relation that you're going through, even with yourself or someone else or something. Either way, I love you. You're amazing. Be the change. Feel the passion. Embrace this power of the Spirit, because you are truly amazing, and God is always flowing through you, with you, and to you, if only you let Him in. So we will always love you. Send you off for the next one to come. And remember, tune in for those experts and those wonderful guests coming on, whether they're experts or not. They're expert in living their life for now. And we'll be back with you very, very soon.